Grand Rising, Elizabeth. This is Sister Mama Hetheru coming to you live from the Never Movement Studios here in Detroit at the Ewald Circle Village Estate. And my co-host, Jackie from Jersey, is there with her mom and taking care of business and getting things in order. So we'd like to welcome everyone to the April 5th, the first Wednesday of April, Grand Rising Elizabeth show.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising.
Very good, very good, very good, very good. Woo!
All right. In this world, this world of learn how to get through the day, there should be a class of how to learn to get through one day. I guess you got to write it the day after. You got to write it the day after. So I'm going to need you all to get your cup and put something in your cup because you're going to need it as we work today. We're going to work through some new things today. I got hot chocolate in my cup with nutmeg and cinnamon.
I got some good old water.
All right, water does it. Water does it. Jazara, what you got in your cup this morning? What you got in your cup?
I have water with fresh lemon juice.
Oh, yeah. Come on now. You got it spiked. Okay, that's good. That's good. Jackie from Jersey, what you and Mom got in your cups over there? And Mama Evelyn, what do you have in your cup? I need to see your lips moving now.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get my cup and I'm going to get my mom's cup, which is coffee. And my cup will be peppermint tea.
Ooh, sounds nice. Okay, Mama Evelyn, maybe Mama Evelyn ran to go get her drink. I don't know. No, you might have a hot toddy. I don't know.
I have a bottle of water here.
All right, come on with it, bottle of water.
Yeah.
You're still pulling it together? I say you still pulling it together?
Yeah. I've been resting this morning, so.
Okay. Mama Evelyn, you horizontal?
Yes, I am.
That's all right there. Look, everybody horizontal. Let me just horizontal is good. I don't think we horizontal enough. Anybody else agree?
Right.
I don't think we horizontal enough. Maybe we might have to have a mantra outside and bring your sleeping bags and mats and some rugs, and we're gonna have a horizontal day. I'm gonna write that down. I start writing all this stuff. I do write it down. It's just in several books. All right, how are we gonna start out this day? So what you're going to need is something to write in and a writing tool. Now, I don't know if you all are like me, but I have a fetish for ink pens, and my dad passed away, and he's where I got it from, okay? So if you notice about me, and I have a thing about pen. Oh, my goodness, it's really good bad. But my father liked the fine tip pen. That's what he liked, and I like the medium roll that's soft and silky and just roll across the page of paper when the paper's nice and soft.
Yeah.
Just glides right across, okay? So get your tool, grab some paper. We're going to do some exercises today. I dreamt about what I wanted to do. No, I think I thought about it before I went to bed. And as I was laboring in my pretending to be asleep, I was horizontal though. That bubble burst and went away. And so another one came up. And so two other ideas have passed through my mind today, but I need tools to go with those. So they're hiding. So we're going to let them stay where they are. I always have more than one plan, so it's all good. All right, today we're using the Sacred Rebel book deck. This is the Sacred Rebels Oracle, Guidance for Living a Unique and Authentic Life by Autumn Sky Morrison, who's doing the artwork, and Alana Fairchild is the author of these cards. And I like her. She goes really deep in her cards. This is the cover, the main card. First card. Let me see if I aim over there. That's the card. And I picked card number 24, and it's so appropriate for spring. It says, New Birth Guarded Vigilantly. All right, that's card number 24. She does a healing process with her cards, and I really like that part. They kind of get a little deep. New birth guarded vigilantly. That's card number 24. Oh, she has a little butterfly on her shoulder. I don't know if you all got a chance to. The little green butterfly on her shoulder. New life, the butterfly, transformation from the caterpillar. In every creative process, in every birth, in every opening of a new cycle of life, there's a time of vulnerability. This vulnerability is natural and appropriate. It is the foal learning to become steady on its legs. Those legs will become remarkably powerful in time, but the process of growth and maturity has to take place. And that requires some wobbly attempts at first. It cannot be any other way. Within you, perhaps even below the level of your conscious awareness, there's a fresh new life emerging like a vibrant green shoot rising up from the earth. This new life is in need of your attention and your care. This could be a new relationship that needs tending with interest and kindness. It could be a new idea that you need to nurture into fullness because it's going to hold special purpose for your life path. It might be something within you, a new behavior, a new way of looking at yourself, or a new way of being in the world that you need to tend to until it becomes more natural for you to embody. I think it's a blues song to say, I got a new way of wearing my hair. I got a smile on my face. I'm going to leave it right there. This is most significantly so if you have also drawn the oracle of defend to the end to the worthwhile. If you feel drawn to do so, you may read the guidance for that card now. Drawing either or both of these cards alerts you to the fact that the idea that you are currently nurturing or soon will is of great importance to your life path. Pay appropriate respect to the messages of those cards, and you will reap great spiritual benefit and emotional well-being. If you have also drawn the oracle of she feels, she knows, or feel intuitively guided to read the messages for those cards also, then the importance will be far-reaching and long-term in its influence. You must pay attention to the new life emerging for you now, or that you will soon sense. You must not be careless and think that it doesn't matter. It matters greatly. Being careless now is akin to killing off the idea before it has a chance to grow strong enough to withstand the criticism, the jealousy, or sabotage by dark consciousness in others or yourself. We don't have to be frightened of destructive energy. It exists in nature and in us and is a part of life. We do, however, need to be intelligent to its potential power and stay centered in our heart and in our wisdom to avoid its ill effect upon that which we are nurturing into life. You will not always need a cloak, that which is young. You soon enough, you will be able to stand up for it. It'll be able to stand up for itself. But for now, your vigilance and care is most certainly required. Hug your ideas to yourself as though they were a new lover you cannot bear to share with another. In time, the world will be the lover receiving the love in your idea. For now, it is for you to love and for you to hold and for you to observe. Only allow those proven to be trustworthy to support you in this. Those who can handle the frequency or vibration of what you are seeking to nature. Some may love you, but be frightened of what you're creating. Stay true to yourself and your creative power and be wise as to whom you invite into your inner sanctum to witness this new life emerging. If this don't sound like an Elizabeth read here, okay, the visit with Mary and Elizabeth, I don't know what does. Let's go to the healing process. Close your eyes and relax. Focus on your breath for several moments and imagine the external world fading away and allow yourself to step into your heart. As though within you there's a silent, vast, open space. That space within is peaceful. Sense, see, or feel that deep within that space, a tender young shoot is rising out of the earth. With tremendous courage and focus, it has summoned the energy to crack through the seed that once contained its life force, and it is reaching directly up towards the light, boldly determined to become a full, mature plant. Imagine that you are joyfully, lovingly, and consciously standing guard over that shoot. From a loving, aware, and strong space, you firmly move on any big muddy boots that would step on it, or any devouring insects that insects that look that look rather interested in that tasty young morsel. No wonder I was stumbling over that one. You do this easily and effectively whilst remaining centered in your heart. Around you and the chute are many beings of unconditional love. These may be ancestors, spiritual guides, beings of light, or angelic beings. You may sense darkness rise and fall around you in the circle of light created by your love and the being supporting to protect this tender young shoot. You can notice that rise and fall of darkness whilst remaining calm, centered, and detached in your heart as you focus your love on the young plant. Watch it respond and grow strong. All is well. You may whisper to it, you are safe, and you will grow strong and thrive through unconditional love. So be it. That's Ashe. In your own time, just open your eyes and you have completed your healing process. At any time, you can return and repeat this process, especially if you ever feel anxiety or fear about your new life being able to sustain itself and become strong. There is no need for worry. Just teach such feelings as an intuitive sign that this healing process will be helpful for you and repeat it. You can do it daily for a few weeks if you are going through a particularly vulnerable period in your life. It will never do you any harm. It will only ever support you. And that was from the Sacred Rebel. This read like a sermon here. There's a sermon.
Yeah.
She has long reads. That's why let me get to the healing process. And I love that she included that with the reading. I like the way these cards are done. You know, we have so many people who are creating cards, and let's keep it going. I thought about doing that as an activity today to do a scratch a version, but we'll revisit. So, I mean, I got the chance to read the Elizabeth, the visit. It's called The Visit, Mary's Visit with Elizabeth in the Bible. The verse that Sheila was drawn to, and how Elizabeth heard Mary's name resonating through the walls of Ezekiel's home, and it made her belly leap, okay? Mm-hmm. She had heard her voice, you know, and I just think that that's so powerful. And in reading the card, they spoke about that pregnancy. They talked about all of that, Queen, the mm-hmm. pregnancy, how being around others influences you, and you're attracted to certain people. And sometimes it is people who are, we might call them oppositional, or we might call them, you know, that one, but it's still a part of you. Yeah. I notice people that are similar to you, they'll enrage you. You're like, why are you here? Okay. Look in the mirror.
Is that iron sharpens iron? You have to have those kind of people in your life.
It sounds like that. Yeah, they will sharpen you because they'll remind you of how you are. You know, I mean, how many people have you met that were, you know, it's just like, right there. A little scratch. You know, you ever get some clothes and don't take that one tag, and it just sit there and scratch you. You're like, dang, what is it? You know, but it's you. It's a reminder for you. Yeah. What you gonna do with the reminder? Because after a while, after you keep dealing with it long enough, you know what, this is me. Now, how would I treat? That's what I tell people. When you have somebody that's, let's say you at work. My mother even had that happen to her. My mother got a new position, and there was a lady already working at the place. And I don't think they let her know that the new lady was coming. And so my mother said she was just so nasty to her. I said, Mama, you just keep being you. Don't worry about that. And it was bothering my mother. My mother don't deal well with that people coming at her like that. That's not her energy. I said, I said, maybe they never talked to her, Mom. You know, we have to have an end for the other people, a little space. If you're going to be dealing with other people, you got to have a little space for them. Just a little bit, because they coming with all their stuff, just like you. But when you realize that you kind of know, you can know what they are going through, or you're going through it now somewhere else, they're an example to you. And the only solution there is, I came up with this yesterday, the only out there is going to be is work out. That's the only outcome is workout. If you working with somebody that's challenging to you, the only thing you can do is work it out.
Say more. Work it
Let's
out.
say you
Not in a physical, like work
all,
it out,
all of that.
all of that.
All
In
of
your
it.
heart, work it out. In your head, work it out.
If your body is having a challenge, you need to work it out. If you're having a physical internal challenge, you need to work it out. So you sit with it, understand what it is, and begin to work it out.
Okay.
If you're working with somebody that you train this person and now they're your boss. And you just need to let them know, don't forget who changed your diapers. Because now, and you've already had conflict, but they know how you work, but it's worked how it worked well, how we did it. So the only challenge we're going to have is to work it on out. You need to have that. We talked about that in the reading, that balance, that oppositional balance. We need to have that dark to help the workout plan. You understand? Think about it. Think about people that, really like, ooh, so-and-so. That's because you recognize so-and-so. Recognize so-and-so. You can I didn't know what recognized game meant until I got grown. Oh, look at so-and-so walking around, blah, 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 blah. I remember I was challenging, thinking about the people that ISIS is listening to. I'm like, what kind of outfits these people have on? What are they wearing? Hetheru had to remind me, you used to watch Prince. What was Prince wearing? Or you've been in a magazine. Look at so-and-so in the magazine. You've been in a magazine. So here we are. So we're gonna do some writing, and it's coming from this My Diary and Me that a friend of mine got, and it's called Write Everything. We'll do it together. So find your ink pen, and if you have colors are acceptable. If you have a book and you don't want to write in it, some of us have books and we just don't want to write in the journal. You want to get another piece of paper because you're not writing in the journal. Just don't want to do it. So grab some paper. I know I got some paper around here. I didn't get mine because I was making my cocoa. All right, so we're gonna start with we're the author. So we're gonna start with this. I wrote this about the author, and the written by is your name. So put your name on there. If you have, put the energy of the you, the version of you that's present right now. So, it might be Springtime Annie or something. I don't know. Make up a name.
Okay.
And we're going to just dive into this energy today. Oops. All right. So, and I am blank years old, or whatever the tale you want to tell. You might be planets years old. I don't know. Make up something. It's all good. Let's make up something. Or use your age. And then write where you're from. And who you live with. Again, if this is an internal dig, then put down some of your other self. I don't know if I should write from my apartment building, the one that I live in. I'm the only renter. All right, and then we're going to look at your favorite. Where's your favorite place to write? Where do you like to write when you're getting down in the insides? My favorite place to write. Okay, the next one is I like writing because, and then the one after that is what I do when I'm not writing. So I like to write because, and what I'm doing when I'm not writing. We're writing what I like. I like writing because, and then what I do when I'm not writing. If you want to substitute your passion into these areas, I could put I like dancing because, and what do I do when I'm not dancing? So if you want to interchange some of your passions, dreams, or visions in that, please do. This diary is for you and by you. Enjoy and be yourself. Take a deep dive in. Okay. We'll have time to come back to that one. Now, this next page is called Take 5. And you can look at this from yesterday or another day in time. This is me today. What were you listening to? Was that Wayne Dyer we were listening to earlier, Queen?
No, that was somebody else. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So, for example, we were listening to that mantra. If you'd like to go back a couple of days, what were you listening to that put you in a space? What are you listening to? What do you listen to take you there or at the moment? If you haven't had any listening going on today. And the next one I'm asking is, I'm feeling, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? What are you reading? What are you currently reading at the time? And what are you excited about? And what do you wish? What are you excited about? And what do you wish? We'll start over. I'm listening to, I'm reading, I'm feeling, I'm excited about, and I wish. All right. So let us go back and round robin. And let's discuss some of the things if you want to share, if you'd like to share. And you can start anywhere that you want. If there's anybody that wanted to express after you're all done writing. And every once in a while, pick your head up and stretch your head. You know, we got the new, what is it called? The new neck. That phone, holding that cell phone down. We need to bring it up. If you're gonna hold it, bring it up so you can sit up better. And stretch every once in a while. These necks take a lot of beating. All right. Would anyone like to go first and share what they've written down, what they're listening to, reading, feeling excited about, or what they wish? Anybody? Go ahead, Mama. Go ahead. You got it. You got it. Unmute yourself.
Okay. So I am Jazra Shoshana. I am 63 years mature. And I'm still fine. Look. I am actually from Flint, Michigan. Had a great childhood there. I live with all of the me's, is what I say. My favorite place to write is near the water. I'm a water person. I like writing because it's an emotional release. And when I'm not writing, I'm busy doing whatever has to be accomplished for the day. But I really don't journal that often. I have been listening to anything that motivates my growth and movement lately. I feel good, I'm on radical healing journey. I am reading The Children of Blood and Bone. It's a great book. It's a really good book. I'm excited about starting movement on the regular, meaning moving my body, because I realized that because of COVID, I've been pretty stagnant in my body, and my knees, my elbows, my back, everything feels it. And so I'm really committed to reversing that trend. Like in about 30 minutes, I'm going to the gym.
All right.
And I hope that this discipline, I hope that I will get more disciplined with my movement and make it more of a ritual rather than a thought in my brain. That's it.
All right, all right. Well, very good, and thank you. And nice to meet you and your me.
All the me's.
I love that. Yeah, because I don't know about yours. I don't know. I have to build on some new apartments in my apartment building because some new people that moved in. You know what I mean? Well, thank you so much for sharing, Jazara. I really appreciate it. How did you find out about the Elizabeth?
So Mama Razia, my godmother.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Great.
I wasn't expecting to see anybody that I knew, so I'm grateful to see you, Mama Hat.
Yay. All right. Woo-hoo. Yeah, look. You everywhere. I'm a piece of you in here, okay?
Yes.
You'll see there's some more similarities. You probably know some more folks. Anybody else want to share what they wrote down or their pieces? I will go. All right, so let's see. I'm 50. Well, this one, that's not. I am 57 years old. I'll be 58 next month. Let's see. I'm from Rapid City, South Dakota on Ellsworth Air Force Base. I live with Uri and Dr. Nicole right now, and also I was living with Ben, Lynette, Max, and Gizzy, and sometimes Sky. So I've had a big my home opened up. My favorite place to write is outside. I'm supposed to be doing my answers from today. Let's see. I like to write because it allows me to dive into the quiet of self, releasing energy and puts energy into my ethers because I'm, releasing. It's also an expression. What I do when I'm not writing is I dance, sing, or formulate and come up with ideas to do for funding and crochet and create the net or not. I'm listening to Major League DJs. I listened to 3 of their sets on the way home. I drove from Maryville, Indiana, about 259 miles yesterday, and listened to 3 of their sets with the I'm a piano sound. So that was amazing. I love music that can keep the drive driving. I'm feeling open. I'm reading. I just read today the Sacred Rebel Tarot cards. I'm excited about my daughter's graduation from college. So those are my answers. Anyone else want to go? Ebony, I'll write down what we're writing so you catch up. Let's see. Ketchup or barbecue sauce?
Thank you, Grand Rising lady.
Grand Rising. Anybody else would like to share?
Your daughter's graduating from college?
Oh man, don't make my knees buckle, Mama Sheila. Don't make my knees buckle. Yes, from college.
Wow.
College. I put my hands together from college. Yeah, I'm tripping out on that. Huh? College?
College.
She just got here.
I know, right?
I still see her coming out of me. I'm like, what is that thing? What is that? That's a human, that's a person?
Wow. Where is she completing?
She is going to have a degree in Japanese culture and language and
Wow.
a minor in psychology. Now her foundation and background was African culture. So like Dr. Oogie said, give them their culture first and then let them learn something else. They need to learn about themselves and know who they are before they go out and venture into the world.
Mhm.
So I think that's pushed her with this. She's also a published author. She published the work. And I told her, I said, we're going to have to do a YouTube video or something, baby, because Mama can't read what you wrote there. I can't even read it. I know it's a whole bunch of Japanese, but I don't know nothing about what it says. I need an interpretation.
Wow. That's wonderful. So that means she's going to be traveling and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Japanese and stuff. Yeah, that's good.
That's insane because I think the last time I saw her, she was like 10.
Listen, you know all about it. You know all
Yes,
about
all up in Instagram.
it. Listen.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, I'm finished writing some of these prompts. That's why I'm a stick lady.
Well, I am. It's funny because I didn't write I'm Queen Aduni. I wrote I'm Queen Elizabeth.
Okay, all right. Somebody new today. Come on with it. Well, tell us about Queen Elizabeth.
I'm from Kansas City, Kansas. I am
Okay.
a show me girl like Rev. You got to show me, you got to prove it to me.
Okay.
That's the Kansas City people. I am a wonderful and very voluptuous 70 years old.
Yes.
And
Brand new. Brand new.
just getting started, girl. Just getting started. And I like it like that.
And I like it like that.
I live with my wonderful husband and my sister, Pam.
That's a sister.
As Star now. Star left to go walking.
Okay. That's what I wanted to know.
I like writing in the sun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, either sitting outside or sitting by the window.
Mm-hmm.
With that light. And I like writing because I can see and express myself, my feelings and ideas. When I'm not writing, I'm creating something on the computer first, then implementing the how to make something happen.
Okay.
I like listening to jazz for inspiration. Jazz. I like to listen to Michael Beckwith and Oprah and other motivational people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling excited about the conference and the changes that's happening at Everett.
Mm.
And I'm reading right now the Course in Miracles.
Right. Right.
And what else? What was the other thing? It was one more.
I'm excited about, I wish, I'm reading, I'm feeling, I'm listening to.
I wish, I wish that everyone could be as excited about the conference as I am.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's my wish.
All right. Thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anybody else want to
See
share?
that Rev said that, you know, her voice, she can't really talk right now, so.
Oh, we need her to rest that up. So,
And working on getting that together this morning.
all right, all right. So, Reverend, can you share what you're doing? You got your lemon and what potion you putting together to get that together? Can you type that for us? I want to know about your potion. Write that potion down.
Your motion potion.
Right. All right. So I have one more page, and then we'll flip the. Well, let me go ahead and go into this. We can go into this, and I'll send you all off on some more writing prompts in a moment. So, okay, so my father has made his transition into the spirit realm, and so it's been a few days. You know, let's say it's been about, let's see, Wednesday. It's been 2 weeks now. It's 14 days today. And
Mama.
Yes.
So I want to prompt that I had asked
Yes.
Mama Het, when is the service? And then it was like all this stuff came to her head, and she said, okay, let's get started, and then I'm going to share. First I got to do this, and now I'm going to share. So that's where this is all of a sudden coming up.
Yes, it is popping up. So, okay. So this is new for me. I've never done this before. So that's what I let people know. And people are asking me, when's the service? When's the service? So because, I'm sorry, somebody asked me a question. Go ahead. I didn't hear. Somebody saying something? Did I miss?
Go ahead.
Okay. So it's been 2 weeks now, and people are calling me and asking me about his service. I seem to be stuck in the place where people asking me questions, I kind of go quiet, because we just got the death certificate and they just took his body to the wait a minute.
Cemetery.
No.
Crematorium.
No.
It's the crematorium.
Crematorium.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so
Crematorium.
much, Mama Evelyn. Thank you. Yeah, we did a different thing. You got several options you can do out here. You can get your little self made into a pot and grow a tree, or be put in your whatever and put in the earth. They got all kind of alternatives now. Daddy and Lynette talked about the crematorium.
Okay.
Crematorium. Let's say that 5 times. So we just got that death certificate just became signed on yesterday. And so I'm kind of stuck there, because that wasn't a place I thought about yet, and then it just happened yesterday. So it's like everybody called yesterday. Oh, when is and one of my is this recorded? It's okay. 2 of my cousins, now I know, this has happened to one of them already, and I don't know if the other one knew her dad, so that's where we're working with. So I just need to know at least 3 weeks in advance so that I can make plans so I can come and get a plane ticket and da 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 da. And I said in my 2 seconds that I thought about it, I said, now, God, please, this is my elder and I want to be respectful. But I just got the death certificate yesterday, so I haven't really had time. Oh, well, okay, well, just let me know. It's no rush or anything, Then another one called and said, when are you doing? Because, I just had hip surgery and I need to know so I can have it because I'm going on a cruise trip and I'm still I'm still at the crematorium. Okay, the crematorium. I haven't moved from the crematorium because they just asked me when is the service because I had to remember that he passed in the first place. I'm not tripping on that, but I just got the death certificate today. So I had to tell her. So I'm kind of stuck right there because that's happened. We've been waiting for it to happen. And I'm like, y'all, my daddy done been on ice for 2 weeks. I just feel some kind of way about it. But he was a part of breakthrough study, a breakthrough methodology to help people who have had a heart attack. They freeze the whole body to stop the other organs from getting damaged while they work on the one that needs help. So we've done this freezy thing, okay, before, but my daddy, he survived it twice. He came back from that twice. But this time and when we go to the funeral home, the sister tells us, okay, family, let's go view the body. And she had to go to 3. This is what she did, y'all. Let me show you what she did. We out in the hallway now. She goes, she went to 4 doors before she found my daddy. I said, is this man playing hide and seek at this moment right now? This at the funeral home. I mean, I don't even, it's hard for me to even be sad because my dad is still like playing games. It's just really funny. Like he loved driving. So the day they had already taken him from ICU to the IMCU. I forgot to ask what that meant. But he ended up having to go back to ICU. I was like, he's still on wheels. This man is still driving. They pushing the gurney and the gurney is doing the drifting like he liked to do in the car. I'm just like it's been something. But all I know is I was stuck at the crematory yesterday. I think I'm out today. So Sheila, his service will be on April 15th. We chose to use the day that my mother passed away as the day of his, we'll celebrate with him at the church that him and his mother went to. He lived in Gary, Indiana when he was young and also Maryville. So those towns are like right next to each other. How this whole domino thing is falling together it's just incredible. And the address of the church is one of the addresses that we lived in, which is 2045, which equals what?
2045. 11.
Here we go again with these 11s. Here we go again. It's just been amazing. But and I told my cousin, I said, yeah, well, Lynette and Jimmy and I we got together, Dad and Lynette discussed what he wanted. And then Jimmy and Lynette and I decided, I said, my sister's kind of running. She's taking the helm of things and she's running things. So we're going to do it when it's best for us to do, when we can all be together because she lives out of town. And I didn't mean no disrespect, but I just let her know that this is what we had to come up with that would work with our schedule. I told my cousins, I said, I understand if you all aren't able to make it, I'm not going to give out demerits or charge y'all or nothing if you don't show up. But this is what we want to do for our father. And I appreciate you asking and everything, but this is how it's going to be done. So I hope that I was respectful. I made sure that, I kept in mind that this is my elder and my cousin and I love her and she loves me. And that's how we did that. I hope I did well, Lord. I just hope I did well.
Well, they're doing, and I've been at one of my cousins, or was that Aunt Doris? Yeah, it was Aunt Doris. We just came together at my house and wherever people were, and they had it on Zoom. There's a service. Businesses provide that now, and they make it very easy for the family, they handle everything. They send out the invitations. They handle all of it. And all you have to do, so they make sure that the Zoom or whatever they're using is working right. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And then we were here at my house,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so as though we were right there with everybody else. It was beautiful. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank
See,
you for that.
they mastered that in during the COVID because people couldn't go. So a lot of companies came up with that type of service, and they're very.
That sounds like a wonderful resource, Sheila. Thank you so much, because I could take that off of them because they're older. And one of them just had a hip replacement. And she talking about she got to go come and help a cousin who's having surgery and going on a cruise trip. And that, to me, that just sounds like you doing a whole lot. You got to heal first.
Yeah.
You need to heal first and come out. You want to come to my daddy's service. You be, and it was her birthday. I said, well, I'm glad you got yourself a good birthday present, a hip replacement. I couldn't ask for a better birthday gift. That sounds like a good gift to me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But you know, and you know, and I tell people, life be life. You know, I'm not gonna get mad because so-and-so couldn't, whatever it was, and don't get mad at me because, you know, like I said, this is the first time this ever happened to me. I don't know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I mean that in love. I've never done this before. You anybody ask me questions, I just turn inside. I just go right inside. That's the best, safest place for me to go is inside.
You'd be like a turtle, right? Put that
right. Listen, work so I could work it out inside before I work it out here. And I want it to work out well so that everybody can move to the next place.
Yes.
You know, the next phone call or whatever have you. But it just feels like a lot of pressure. And granted, I already got everything all wrote up. I just needed, you know, to look at it and breathe on it, make sure I got things in the right place. It looks well. Everybody's giving their input. Ooh, I'm doing good on my follow-up. This is my weak area, is my follow-up. So I'm doing good on my follow-up. It's already been done, but I'm just sitting dealing with what I'm feeling. Whoo. And Reverend Omani, my brother-in-law, you know, my sister was, you know, they asked us if we want to resuscitate my dad. And my sister's husband said what you would say. She said, your daddy wouldn't want to come back if he got an opportunity to be with that mama energy again. Even if they weren't together, you know, as a couple, they still were friends. They were friends before, and it was their birthdays being the same that made them be together in the first place. But my Ben said, your daddy wouldn't come back if he could. He's a fuck them kids. I said that part. That was me. That was me being nasty. Dude, he with your mama energy, please. Listen, he don't have to come back and deal with this foolishness. Is what he don't have to do. And that's the part that I'm yes, honey. And thank you for sharing that with me, because that helped me know that, you know, that's a part of it. You know, him and my mother, regardless of their relationship, they still birthday twins. So you don't take that to your grave with you. That's a special relationship, no matter what it became, you know. But they were friends. They were all right. It was all right. Somebody said, my cousin said, I was wondering if your mother be okay. My mother, all right. That 110 was all over the place. Him and my mother went out on the same number. His last room number was 2207. I'm not playing with y'all with these numbers, okay? I'm just not gonna do it. Same numbers. She had, I don't know if I shared, but my mother's name plays for 101 in the lottery. We lived at 2045, 2009. My mother's first apartment was 803. Then she lived in 1111 with my cousin, and then her last hospital room was 110. My father's apartment number was 110, and his last room number was 2207. And we got the death certificate 11 days after he died. I'm not playing with y'all with these numbers. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So that's another thing I wanted to ask about. If you've had someone that you know, that has made their transition to spirit realm, the symbols, what animals, what totem, you know, have you seen, or the numbers, or if you see their birthday on the clock, share some of those connection spirits that you experiences, if you will. I think that's something that really, really is very bright, very resonant. When somebody passes. Go ahead.
With my mom, I see 509 all the time, and that was one of her numbers. And 2211 was my dad's. And I see a lot. And when I see 509, I say, hi, Mom. Any way it comes, I say, hi, Mom. You know?
You could write these numbers down, ladies. You got your pens, write the numbers down.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
even though he played 911 a lot, I just remember 2211 because, you know, it's like a 4-digit. And, you know, if you play a 4-digit, you're going to get $5,000. And I'm thinking about the most money.
Yeah.
They say a 4-digit is better. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Any number can be changed to a 4-digit. I don't care what it is. It might be one number. You can turn it to a 4.
Yeah.
And the 110 fell Thursday before last, my girlfriend told me. And her husband was in room 110 in his hospital room. And that sucker fell not last Thursday, but the Thursday before last. The number fell straight in Detroit.
Mm.
Wow.
So that 11 is divine. That's a divine number. That's insane. My daddy was born August 11th. And he's a Leo. He was a Leo. He was the epitome of a lion, Leo. So every time I see a lion, I'm like, hey, that's dad. You know, it's like he's on the highway. And, you know, a person that did everything well, or if he didn't do it well, he didn't do it. You know, one of those kind of people. So when I see a lion, I see that's my dad, all up and down, round, sideways. That's just who he was, you know. Just excelled at everything and just, you know, like again, if he didn't do it well, he didn't do it.
Right. I like that. That's a nice motto. Now what's your dad's name, Jazara?
Robert.
All right, Mr. Robert.
Mm-hmm. But you know, back in the day, they didn't call you Robert, they call you Bob. And then my auntie, his sister, never called him Bob. She was the only one in the family who called him Bobby.
Oh,
and my grandmother, his mama called him Bobby, but everybody else called him, you better not call him Bobby. That was reserved for his mama and his sister. Even my mother called him Bob.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Yeah, my father had a name thing too. Don't change my name. I'll change it. Especially on white folks. Don't change that name. Don't call him Jimmy. He'll introduce himself as James Wall and they'll say, hey Jim, he said, I didn't tell you to call me that. You just call me Wall. Then you can't get it wrong. No S, it's only one. Don't put no S on. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, share with any more of your people with these numbers or signs. Now, Isis, when the first day my father passed, and it was so funny because I went on a walk in the misty rain. You know, when it's just the light stuff, not really raindrops, but it's just the mist.
Mm-hmm.
So I went out and walked the dogs in that, and I did a recording of me talking, not a video, but the sound. And as soon as I got back, I called Isis. She said, Mom, I'm getting ready to go on the misty walk. I was like, for real? Why she see a skunk? I was like, my daddy came as a skunk to her. Let me see about what the skunk means. And so look for the animal totems that you're seeing as well. That's what we're talking about. Animal totems and the numbers, the signs that your loved ones are sending you from the spiritual realm. That's what we're talking about.
Well, I know.
Your parents and your mama show up in your food. My mother shows up in the food. What? So I had never made oxtails before. And so for this Kwanzaa, I said, I'm gonna make some oxtails. My mama made oxtails, blah, blah. I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh my goodness.
Oxtails, they in the thing, they know, the slow cooker, whatever. And I swear I said, okay, Mom, I need you to come up in here and put your foot up in these oxtails. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna have company. I want to be embarrassed. I know I'm missing something, blah, blah, blah. And so long story short, those are the best oxtails I've ever had in my flipping life. I said, my mama came in here, showed up and showed out and went on back to the spirit realm. And see, that's how you do the thing right there. Don't be afraid.
That was a possession. That was a possession.
Yeah, because I didn't cook the oxtails. I wasn't even there. I was like, thank you. I don't know what I'm doing. That was some of that jambalaya energy. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, thank you very much.
Jambalaya.
Yeah, that jambalaya energy. I'm like, okay, thank you.
That's why they call it that. I gotta look that word up now. You messed me up with that jambalaya. I gotta look up that word now. Baby, you don't even know how some of these things happen because you do get, it's just like the poem Footsteps. You know, Lord, why did you leave me? Like, I didn't leave you. I was carrying you. What you talking about? I ain't went nowhere. I haven't abandoned you. First thing we think is somebody left us. Ooh, they got us hoodwinked and bamboozled. No, we got ourselves. Ain't nobody got us nothing. We got ourselves. Okay. That is incredible. I would like to taste them oxtails, is what I would like to do. Anybody else want to share? Let's see.
Well, I know when I see 1111, I always point at it and I say, you know, I like you. And 5555, I like fives. 5 is, to me, represents grace. And so when I use it a lot, you know, I mean, to get in here, you use 55.
Yep.
That's the code is 5555, you know. But that 1111 is significant. And I point just like this, just like Oprah did when she said,
Till you do right by me.
right.
You know, you want to do a good curse in case it need to work with you, because you want something that's gonna work out the situation. Remember that workout we were talking about today? That's the workout. The only out we gonna have is workout. That's the only workout we gonna have. I don't care what the situation is, we gonna have a workout. It's gonna work out, however it work out. Because sometimes. All right, so this skunk animal, a skunk totem is don't get caught unprepared, to be at peace. Is this a battle I should fight? And if so, is this the right time, place, and circumstance? Remember that a skunk only takes up a battle charge when imperative. As an aside piece, it can have to do with your inner struggles and entering a time for resolution. The animal speaks to confidence. And this creature does not question its abilities. You can face any challenges with the skunk at your side, remaining cool and collected. Your disposition can spread to others, making a much calmer interaction. There's the workout right there. You have a magnificent opportunity for practicing boundaries and self-reliance. Do you feel you've lost your identity in a sea of people and work? Skunk spirit, arrives with support. Skunk knows how to be distinctive. No one misses its intent. You have a uniqueness built into your soul. You can live with that, remaining authentic without becoming just a number. Express yourself. So right after my daughter told me about the skunk, I was like, oh, now see, my daddy would be Pepe Le Pew with my mama. You know, she'd be like, come on now, come on. And he just, you know how he just be loving all on the kitty cat.
Yeah.
So that was just so funny to me, because I love Pepe Le Pew. That's my little friend, but you know. But they said that they also know how to be defensive. So there's that boundary piece. Don't come around here, I will light up everything. You think something was smelling bad, I'll light up everything. They will do it. So any animal totems?
So Jazara, you say you have to run to the gym.
Work it out. Get to work out.
Well, thank you for joining us, and join us any day. Razia's day is on Tuesday.
Okay.
Oh my, and yesterday was like off the hook.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you was. I bet it was.
Yeah, we had a special guest on, and if you go to grandrisingelizabeth.com
Okay.
and go to the archives and look up under any of us, because there's a different host each day. And but in particular, you know, yesterday I was just floored with the information that we got about sea moss and what was the name of that other stuff, and turmeric and and moringa. That was freaking amazing. And then she gave out 2 recipes at the end, which was like so juicy. It was for your hair and for your facials.
Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you so much.
Yeah. But anytime, all of our stuff, well, 90% of our stuff. 'Cause
All right, wonderful. You
people
guys
down
have a
below
great
very
day.
personal. So thank you for coming.
All right, peace and blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And my condolences, Mama had. All shall be well.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sister. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace now.
Grand Rising, Sanji,
Hi, Sanji.
Ebony,
Ebony.
and
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. I see me and you in the same tribe today with these little white people on the black drop.
I didn't have a service for my dad until like 3 months after he died. I took my time. I said, you know, Mama Samara made we had a ceremony at his church. I mean, you know, we had our kind of ceremony at his church.
There you go.
And his pastor, I just, you know, I didn't, after he passed the church, it wasn't, you know, I thought the church kind of made it special because he was a devout, you know, he went around the corner and whenever he could. But it's like if you don't come, they forget about you. You know, and almost forgot we was coming there to do a service. They did print out the obituary, but I was like, you know, okay. You know, I thought, you know, I don't know. I guess I thought a church gives you, you know, some sort of monetary, you know, some sort of, if you need any help, sister, or whatever. Nothing. You know, and then the pastor decided to do his pastoring, and I was like, I ain't asked for that. And it was so funny. He asked, if anybody here is not right with God, you know, it's time to get right with God. And we all looked at each other, me and my daughter. I looked at Mama Samara and looked on our face, and we looked up at him, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good with him. So, you know.
Look, do you need to get right with God?
Yes.
You know, that yeah, Mama Evelyn, I get all that. You know, they, you know, if you're a tither, you get a little bit different. But if you just a person that attends, you're not really, you know, you ain't really family.
Yeah.
For the perks.
I had a bad taste in my mouth about that church from years ago when the pastor at the time, you couldn't come to church if you had on pants. I said, I didn't know there was a dress code to be in God's house.
Wait, where's that passage at? Come as you are.
Yeah.
What if all I had was pants? You got a dress, I wear size da 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 da.
Well, I think that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, it was a long time. I was very young, and that stuck in my mind, and I was like, it didn't sit in my mouth very well. I was young. I want to say probably in my 20s, maybe younger.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it was just, and I kept attempting to belong to a church or go to a church or find a church home. And they were all very disappointing. And the only one that didn't disappoint and the one that I stuck with the longest was the unity churches. And I would still go to a unity church today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But regular churches, you know, or, you know, Mama Shahira, I'd go there in a minute, heartbeat.
Did she have a church? Was she a minister?
No, she didn't. I was older when
Shahira.
Yeah, Shahira. When she was, older when when I was young, she wasn't, I didn't know about her. Yeah. But, and I don't think she started her church because I went to her 10-year anniversary. Wait a minute. No. 5-year and then 10-year. Because I think the 10-year anniversary was at the Northwest Activity Center. No, that was when I'm getting them mixed up. But I went to two of the one was at the Northwest Activity Center, and one The one was at out there on Gratiot, that that place, that hall that always hosts stuff, or you can rent out. And that was when Iyanla came, and I vended there. I think that was the 10th anniversary of the church. So
yeah. Amani says that her church is now on the on Plymouth and Greenfield. I've been over there.
Yeah, I've been over there a couple of times too. Kerr.
Yeah, I still have not, I was dealing with the dentist on the day that she came. And I still have not looked. I was just thinking about that yesterday, that I need to listen to the show when she was on. Reverend Shahira. Yeah. Because I was so looking forward to it. And then when I logged in after I came out of the dentist, Pam was, if I'd have logged in, whoever was helping her, I think Mama Head, you were supporting Pam during that time. And if I'd have came in, I would have kicked any whoever else out as a co-host. So I just, so I just didn't. And, but I'm still looking forward to just turning it on, when I'm doing something, just turn that show on so I can hear it. Because I heard it was great. But one of the things I think we have to remember is, just as we have changed over the years, and where our attention is and where we go and worship and all that kind of stuff, we have to give them the grace that they are changing as well, that they things that they were teaching, they don't teach no more. Reverend Amani was talking about Creflo Dollar. Creflo Dollar was real big. He was one of the big leaders about finances and prosperity, and realized that in that revelation, that when he had a revelation, that that's not what it's all about. And same with Carlton Pearson. Y'all know of Carlton Pearson?
Yes, love him. But yes, Carlton Pearson.
Yeah, share what happened to him.
Well,
in his
the
revelation.
way I tell the story is, so first of all, you can watch his movie on about his life, about his situation that happened on Netflix. It's called Come Sunday.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's Carlton Pearson. Yes, and he had a realization that there was no hell. Like, people don't, God doesn't send people to hell, and like more than half his church left. Like, people want their hell. So
I'm gonna say, people go, what is
that? I mean,
hell?
we're gonna get in a fight about hell. We're gonna get in a what? Lord have mercy.
Like Reverend say, what the hell?
That's why they say that. Why they say that? What the hell?
What the hell? What? Go ahead.
Yeah. So now he's kind of like, mostly, I would say, New Thought. He does a podcast every week on YouTube, and I have a really good interview with your boy, Queen Aduni, Conversations with God, Neil Donald Walsh. So Neil Donald Walsh, Carlton Pearson, and oh my God, you said his name this morning, Michael Beckwith. And there's three. I'm gonna find that interview. If you've not seen that, I really would love that.
Please send that.
Cyber word,
please. My favorite three.
Yes. So that's all I'll say. But what about you, Queen Aduni? What else do you know about Carlton?
Well, Carlton Pearson was a like mega.
Yeah.
He was in that whole Holy Ghost movement, people, speaking in tongues, laying hands and healing and all that. And the white churches and the white school that he went to and stuff, and he would just get favor because as a little boy, he could sing his butt off, and he had such a bubbling personality that everybody would just take him in. And he was like the leader of his family. So, even his older siblings would respect him because how he lived his life, and that he was just really, really convinced and really servant to God, in the way that he understood it.
Yeah.
And so when he got that revelation and he started speaking on it, the church, they just cut him. It was really ugly. Here's the thing though, you guys, is that a lot of the other pastors agreed with him. A lot of other people, but they said, and in watching him, it scared the shit out of them.
Yeah. I'm not taking a chance.
Even though behind closed door, they was like, I got you, brother. I know what you mean, but I'm also watching what happens to you if you speak the truth, as you understand it at that point. Because that was his truth before. That's what he understood. And that's where all of us have to give grace, because if this is where I'm at in life, and not knowing what and how God is going to use us.
Right.
Because that was his revelation. He was talking to God. He was worshiping and everything, with his whole heart. And then there's a switch.
Evolution. The butterfly moment, you caterpillar, you become butterfly. You don't know you're going to become the caterpillar, but you're still studying and eating and nurturing yourself to make this change. That's what this is about. That's what this whole experience, for me, that's what the Elizabeth experience has been about. Me saying, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. Look, I'm over there. Look. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. I didn't know how to walk. I didn't know how to do anything for myself when I got here. Maybe squirm to the breast, but all that walking and finger counting and all of that, we learn all of this. There's a point where you're not afraid. You just gone. When we little, we just walk on out there and take a chance. Somebody might help snatch us up and bring us back to safety. Or sometimes, spirit might, knock you down before you get to where you're getting ready to go. And no, you're not going over there. I don't give a damn what you want to do. You're not going over there, and I'm not going to let you. Spirit, nothing will let you get to a place you're not supposed to be. But that's why I like studying, because I said, if we put all these pieces together, we'll have the master plan. Because all of, if we look at the way, if you look at the world, if you put everything back together, move the water out the way, all this stuff fits to one piece. It's a puzzle. It's a big puzzle where,
Mom had always say, nobody knows everything, but everybody knows something.
Yeah.
Right. So our pieces together.
And that's how we deal with family. Speaking of that, you got some, cousin so-and-so not talking to cousin so-and-so, but so-and-so is talking to cousin so-and-so. So everybody is still connected. You speak to who resonates with you, and then it switches up. You end up being cool with Sister Earlene, but she did this, and then you find out that it might have been one word or one little thing you missed because you weren't in that space, and so now you all can relate and talk. Because you probably went through the same thing at the same time with different lessons. So I'm glad you talked about that, Sister Queen, bringing up that, the evolution of, people changing, because one of the things that we had to think about is when to change we get into business. You have beneficiaries, you have wills and testaments and things that have been written down to adhere to things that you want, how you want things to roll. if there comes time to make a decision. Have you upgraded those things? I had a friend who was married and they divorced, and the man never changed his beneficiary to the new wife. So when he died, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
So have we updated our documents? When major life things happen, when you get a new child, maybe you want to add them to the beneficiary list. Maybe you need to take off somebody because they're deceased now. We have got to, I mean, this, what we have to apply goes everywhere. Spiritually, mentally, physically, it's got to go in your business world. It's not just the thing that you learn to do in this one little space. If you got to learn how to take care of your stomach better, then apply that stomach to your business, to your spiritual. What's the stomach for your spiritual self? What you're receiving, what you're taking in.
Yeah, because it's never just for one thing. It's showing
Man,
in all kind of areas of your life.
what the
And
hell?
you know what, Mama Het, I realized, I was saying 2 days ago, I said, I looked at what how I was fixing the website. I was looking at how money was sitting right in my account. I mean, I had the email, and then it said, you know, the flow wasn't coming. I don't know if you were on when it was whose show was it? And the sister went to sign up, and then that's when we found out that it was your show. And then I'm like, and then I looked at some other things, and I looked at where it was staying. I had an email that said that if you don't take care of this, we're going to send the money back. And I was looking at other things, and I said, oh my God, I said, there's a blockage. I told Pam, I said, it's me. There's a blockage. I'm at a blockage, and it's showing up in all these areas. So I need to, you know. So yeah, I had to deal with that because it was showing up all around me. Yeah. So I had to take care of that.
It's just like I didn't see my father as dying. I felt like there's been some time where he went away in my life. He was gone for like 5 years. I didn't see him. And so his journey became a trip. A trip, literally. His journey became a trip. So when the week rolled around, the week of Wednesday, I was like, oh, wait a minute. This happened last Wednesday. I had to remind myself. So now I'm working on my, his life story. I was like, I didn't think I could write his life story. I was only here since he was this age. And then I started writing, and I wrote it. Because I didn't know some things, but as we going through his paperwork, all the answers are coming to me. Okay, he was in the service from blah blah. I wasn't living in. I didn't get here till 1965. He had a whole life before that. And so I was able to get his data service from the. I was like, wow, and find. Oh my gosh, and going through letters. I have a letter here that my father wrote to his mother about my mother because she wasn't from the right side of the tracks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He had to explain who my mother was, and mother, you'll love her, and she's blah 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 blah. And I was like, wow, I'm damn, like I have in his penmanship. I want something with his neck, with his writing on it. I got his. My daddy was a traveling man. He kept him some maps and atlases. I was like, oh my goodness. How many people know how to read the map? Y'all know how to read the map? Longitude.
A whole file of I love maps. I have a whole file of physical maps right now.
You do?
So you know what I said I was gonna do because of my daddy, man? I said I'm gonna go through here and I'm gonna put a red dot where all the Elizabeths have come from or been or lived. I said I've always wanted to do one of those big maps with the pins on it, My Queen of Dooney from right here, she done move right, and then you put a little string with it, and oh my goodness, it turns into a whole spider web. Like, look at all the places we've covered. Or if you add our ages together, you have this much of years of knowledge and wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all ain't ready. All this stuff be popping up in my head, and I gotta sort this out. And I can only spend 20 minutes over here and 30 minutes over here. Ooh, it's crowded in here. Y'all write your ideas down. Write them down.
So Jack, Jackie,
Mm-hmm.
this is somewhat off. Well, we don't have a subject. So you had said that somebody, I think you said Cannonball Adderley's son or nephew or something wanted you to come and sing. What happened with that?
Oh,
Do
it
I
was
have the right
good.
person?
Yeah, Cannonball Adderley's nephew. So if you listen to the Nancy Wilson CD, well, it's actually Cannonball Adderley with Nancy Wilson, and it's the one that has Save Your Love for Me. Do you know that song? Yeah, so that CD that's Cannonball's CD, but some people might think it's Nancy's because it's just such a prolific CD with that song and everything. So Cannonball's brother is Nat Adderley Sr., and he's on that recording as well. He plays cornet, plays trumpet, and so I'm friends with his son, Nat Adderley Jr. And that's why I gig with him quite a bit. And I have videos with him and things like that. And he was also the music director for Luther Vandross the whole time.
Wow. So did you do this
Oh yeah, I did that gig like probably a month ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look, Jackie said, been there, done that.
Yeah.
Here's the link to the song. I think I found it.
Okay.
I love doing research.
Oh, what song is that?
I think it's the album that you're talking about. I just typed in Wilson Adderley.
Yeah.
And so you all can go from there. Do you know?
Yes, thank you for that link.
Is that you singing on that one? Or you just talking about that's when Nancy Wilson was singing?
I think she put up Nancy Wilson's.
Wow.
So where's your link, Jackie? Hello.
Okay, I'll put that up.
Thank you. See how that worked? See how that worked out?
Moved right on into it, right?
Yes.
Well, I know when I had my revelation for me, I was at Smith Evangelistic Church. What did they end up? I think that's what they call it. Anyway, I had this feeling, and I didn't understand it because I was like, in leadership with Pastor Renee. I mean, it was a small storehouse church. My mom and my family was in there, and I just had this thing like that it's over, and I could not explain it, but it was like I could not go any further. When you've learned what you've learned, and when you still get stuff out of it, but you're just like new information is coming through you, coming to you, coming around you. And I remember crying and saying, what am I going to do? Because I love my pastor's daughter. And I was like, what am I going to do without Shekinah? Because I would have her come over to the house and everything. It was like, it was just time to go. It was time to go. And even though the word was the word, it just was not right anymore. And that was one of the biggest struggles that I had. And I remember riding, and the scripture is so obedience is better than sacrifice and stuff like that. And one of the guys in the church, one of the deacons who happened to be my son's dad, he was teaching, and he was just saying, to be obedient and all that stuff. And I just went crazy, because when you don't know, you're in the midst of that storm. You know that's over. It's like a marriage. It's over. But how do you leave? Because there's nothing wrong. There's no battle going on with anyone in there.
Right.
There's no, I still love everyone. I'm not treated any different and stuff. But inside there's this battle that this is over. well, where am I going? Where am I to go? I'm so used to this. And
Oh,
and then you know how important you are to them, because you know I gave a lot to the ministry, and and do not regret none of that, because my pastor was real. She was real in what, they took care of business. But I knew it was over. And I went to St. Petersburg. I met this sister. And that's funny how all of that came about, because I met her because they were not only braiders, but they was a spiritual group. They Seventh-day Adventists and stuff like that, but they had stepped away from that and was doing their thing. So they was out of that rule of that, how they did things. And she said she came to Atlanta to the Natural Health Show because they were looking for somebody to come and teach them. And they had in their mind who that person was going to be. And she said, something say, that's what they call God. Something say, go to the conference. And they all came. And she said, she saw me way down in the conference, like a Cobo Hall. She saw me way down. She said, something said, there she is. And they approached me, and I told them, yeah, I'll come, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I didn't know that this sister was going to help me through this thing that I was stuck in. I was not reading Conversation with God at that point. And as she was telling me, it was one of them, you hang out all night, sitting, your new friend or your old friend, you just sitting on the bed, like girls, and, just yakking all night. And she just, she suggested, actually, Conversation with God. And I read that, and then I just got, and even then it was not immediately, because the teaching was, in my understanding, I'm gonna put it like that the devil will come to trick you, and you are so anointed that they want to put different people in your life or situations that will throw you off. So, I didn't want to read all this other stuff, because then I would just get confused. And that's what my husband would tell me, you need to read this and read that and read this. I said, I'll just get confused. Anyway, so yeah, it just came to the point where there was a change coming. I was at one church, and they didn't speak in tongues, and I meet Pastor Renee, and she flowed in it, and then I meet another sister who took me through, so that, then I started speaking in tongues. That was at a rehearsal, an acting rehearsal. So it's like, your life just
catapults.
Yeah, so I'm careful not to judge people, because I know that people who saw me when I was religious, they think of me like that.
They hold you in that space.
That's not my thinking anymore. So I have to be careful. Right. Even with the whole Elizabeth thing, I said, I know that if I say this came from the Bible, there's a thinking that's going to hit in people's, this is religious. And if I have it at the church that we're having it at, or it's at a church, we all have all this stuff in our head that comes along with one word.
Yep.
Means blah, blah, blah. And it's all that's what in our head. And it was Landmark that showed me about being present in the moment without all the background.
Right.
Or the future of what it could be, because I was afraid if I learned all these other things, I would just get confused. So that's the future.
Right.
It's just being present in that moment and receiving, what I should receive. Anyway, finally it came about. And then that I went on and left, because when I would go there, it was like going into a desert. I couldn't receive anything. I had these judgments about going, and then when I came out, then it was, just all kinds of, it was crazy, that period of time, until I got to the point of being responsible for my own life.
Yes.
And making decisions and choice based on what I understand, and trusting that my heart is pure. My heart is pure, no matter what I'm believing, or what church I'm at, or what group I'm with, Elizabeth, or whatever. My heart is always wanting to do what's best for everybody, not just Sheila, but everybody. And so, and then, you go through your forgiveness and stuff of yourself and other people, and just knowing that my desire is to live a fulfilled life. Pam and I were talking in the kitchen, so girl, because we're really expecting a windfall in our life, right? But you know what? I could stay right here. I just don't want to. I want to be able to go wherever I want to go. I don't have to be a billionaire to do that. I want to go when I want to go. I want to, if I want to go hear a concert in New York, I can just pick up the phone, get the ticket, and go. You don't even have to be in a private jet. It could be that I can just do that, or jump in my car. The simple things, the very simple things, you just don't want to live like that.
Right.
Live like that. So anyway, that's
an excellent segue, because it's like when we go and learn from someone, eventually there's an evolution of what we've taken in, along with what we already had, what's in our subconscious and our conscious. And then now we've learned, and with you saying that, that's the future stuff, but what's amazing is that you already got the foundation for that future stuff in the past, which is the now. And so eventually, when are we supposed to take the things that we've learned and turn them into a thing? I can turn this into a work of art, if you will, but I'm gathering all my pieces. So eventually you evolve, and if the student doesn't increase in from the educational experience or the learning experience, then what was it for? I mean, just like these things on my blouse have been replicated, and they're all working together to be shiny. I mean, it's like a bath. People don't take baths, and then, some people feel a certain way in the bath. Well, you can take a shower when you get done if you feel like that, if you're sitting in the. But sometimes you need to sit with your stuff. If you don't wash it off, you don't know that you even have it. Like, have you ever, you take a bath or a shower the night before or the day of, and you go out, and you might have, you've been covered from head to toe, but when you wash and look at that water, and that, you're like, damn, where did all this come from?
Exactly.
Still get a ring around. It's still a ring in the tub. I don't care. It might be transparent.
Yeah.
The stuff.
I looked down and I said, damn, you were really dirty. What did you? Where did all that come from?
I'm clean. Look, I'm clean. I've been sanitizing my hands. I've been washing my hands. Where are all these little? And that's what's floating. Remember the one sister that came on? She taught us. She said, you have to wash your face in the morning. There's mites at night. There's mites that take care of all that little. It's something to take care of all of our stuff that we leave off. Something is going to take care of it. Some things eat your. They said, but I love to see the little dust flying around in the sunlight, but I didn't know that was like our dead skin cells floating around in the wind. I was like, wow, look at that. Look at the sun shining through the dust. Oh, part of that's your little flaky skin. I probably have a lot more around here because I'm real dry. I need to put some lotion on right now. But I'm just saying, we don't even, We have no idea all the compartments that all the pieces that go into making. And then we have this knowing that we all have our individual life path. Thank God we have people along the way that can help us say, you know, if you're feeling some type of way and, you know, Mary comes and has your belly, your idea to leap, you know, oh. And then you have people that come along to encourage you when you're feeling vulnerable. You have people to, and then you have Reverend Omani to tell you, okay, this is what, look at it like this. And she lets you look at it for yourself from your own vision.
Mm-hmm.
She helps you see yourself, see your mirror self.
So you're not so critical of yourself.
Yeah. She lets you look at it. She don't really, she say, okay, this is what you've shown me. Because like for some of our house rules, it's called I don't think of the name of it, but we have one that they said, don't forget what you told us. Because we go by what you've shared with us when you're having a hiccup. We just go by what you brought us. We know you've shared this about yourself. So is it this that you're having a hiccup about, or is it another person? 9 times out of 9.99% of the time in the 10% window, it's us. This is the you part that you get caught up with. It don't have nothing to do with the other people. It's the you part you get caught up with. Either you say no to yourself, you say yes to yourself, because something's going to happen no matter what you decide. What did Jill Scott say in her song? She said, it don't matter. They're going to still say something anyway. It don't matter. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You could be the best aunt you could be, and the fly going to have something to say. Well, you didn't walk the right way. Or you could be a butterfly. Somebody, your color, you're supposed to have 3 colors on the other. No, I'm not. This is the me pattern. This is the me pattern. And it's still being created.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know when you think about when in reference to Carlton Pearson, and when the bug was pulled out and he experienced all the chopping and the cutting and all that kind of stuff, but there was a whole nother group just ready to welcome, Beckwith, Neil Donald, all that God had it ready for the support of the new teaching. Of the new teaching. Now, some people, and that's what some people who were into a different teaching in church, you'll hear the testimony of how they used to believe this, and now I've accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord, and blah, 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 blah. So, and theirs is just as strong as the one who moved on the other side of the track. They just crossed over to learn more about life.
Right.
Really. To learn more about life. And, life is very, very, very interesting.
Yeah. So with you saying that, Queen, this is what happened to Mama Het. I was looking at the crucifix and going to church, and something just kept saying, you need to go look at the voodoo. At first it was voodoo because I didn't know no better. And it was at the Charles H. Wright where the voodoo display was. He had what do you call it? Not a display. What do you call it? The museum, a showing. What do you call it at the museum? I don't know what they call it. Anyway, they talked about the voodoo. Because at some point when I was going to church, I kept saying, there's more to this. This is not it. There's something else. And I know, and it was driving me. So then they had the show at the Charles H. Wright. And I said, y'all closed this up to make this. You brought this together to make this. The ankh and the crucifix. And then you took the women and you tell women they not supposed to, you're not gonna get this without this. Okay, I don't care. You can't get one, you can't get this you can't get the crucifix without having an ankh. It's just no way. Ain't no way. Y'all remember that song?
Yeah.
Ain't no way. Is that Aretha?
Yes, her.
Uh-oh. See how she just popped up right quick. But I'm just saying, you know, all these pieces, when I think about the story about the Tower of Babel, I said, wow, it became a puzzle. Because we just like now, I feel like we just, you know, you just so beside yourself right now. You all gonna need to go back to the basics and start over at the beginning, because you didn't got too beside yourself, where we just disregard and not caring about things. You know, you care about this one thing, but you don't care about this here. You know, does that make sense? Or looking at I was gonna go drive it to a point, but I don't know. It's just so much out here for us to do, and just to focus on, you know, there are things that are far reaching. Like I've jumped to May because I totally skipped April. I jumped over to May. I was jumping over to May to the conference. I was like, wait a minute, you got things in April getting ready to happen. So I got an April before I May, but I can May in the process of April. May you process April. You know, it's a lot going on, but it's not too much that we can't handle, because we got people that can help us. We got people that will hold our hands. We got people that'll hold the phone and just breathe with us if we need them to. So I might call y'all. I might call somebody.
I have a question,
Yes.
and I'd like to ask it of Lolly. Are you able to speak? I would like to know, well, I guess I should wait till she say. I know Omani can't, you know, well, she can speak, but
Yeah.
thought. I want to know, how did you and when did you, because obviously your mother was Christian.
Yes.
What made you go to Buddhism?
Well,
I didn't find out really about that until Turner, you know, in the movie. That's most that I really knew about Buddhism.
What movie?
the Tina Turner movie.
Tina Turner.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was stressed really strong in there. Go ahead, honey. What made
Yeah.
you go that route?
Yeah. So I was always a little bit different growing up. I asked different types of questions. I needed to better understand just certain concepts. It didn't sit well with me, and I just couldn't figure it out. So as I did really, really appreciate growing up the spirituality of Christianity. I thought that was amazing. But it was just certain religious aspects, especially being in the Kojic church, that I didn't see. So I was always seeking as a child a better understanding that I didn't always get. And when I was in 9th grade, I went to a school briefly that had a world religions class that I took. And I learned about a lot of different world religions. And I began to have a deeper and more profound respect for different religions, because I understood what they were coming from and what they were saying. But even more specifically, out of what we learned, Buddhism was most attractive to me, because I better understood like this concept of enlightenment, of oneness, of I suppose like this concept of your interconnectedness with the things around you, and all of that. And that was just, it was really interesting to me, because I'm like, wow, this is like such a seemingly peaceful practice. This is really interesting. But from there, I still grew up in the church. I couldn't really do much about it, but I just piqued my interest a little more in other philosophies. And then I actually, when I moved to New Orleans, I was still involved with different type of churches, because I always have found myself, I made sure to stay involved with some type of spiritual grounding, because that's just, I felt like I need, and I think most people need. But I actually came across a coworker's. It was a book, little magazine or whatever that was on her desk. I didn't know it was hers, and it was called Living Buddhism. So I was like, "Ooh, I should read this." So I took I took it and I brought it home, and then I was like, maybe I shouldn't have taken it, and I didn't get a chance to read it. So I brought it back and just kind of casually brought it up in conversation. And my coworker was like, "This is my book," and she grabbed it, and I was like, "Oh shoot, I'm not gonna see that again." Oh, but eventually I opened up more conversation to learn about the practice of Buddhism that she was practicing, and she was able to show me the ropes as well. So I was able to really more deeply connect with that. And at first it was a strict connection, which I think is important because I wanted to make sure I got the basis of what I was taking in, what I was going to be practicing, and all of that. And it took me a minute to actually commit to that. And then I did. And then as I continued on within Buddhism, I was able, the seeking spirit I have always been, I've been able to make the connections between spirituality amongst the different religions and spiritualities, and understanding what was similar and what was being said in different ways. And it allowed me, Buddhism gave me like that platform to safely explore and figure out what I needed to learn for my mission here on earth, which was really cool. I think that was my answer. I might have
No, don't flavor it with with none of that, Lolly. I'm sorry, I'm cut you off because I wanted to. I don't know. Don't flavor. Don't put no other flavor. You good? You ain't gotta mask it. That was wonderful. I just want to say, did you have? I mean, when you went that route, was it like? Did you feel like that draw, like like the White Castle smoke come and get your nose, like it just. Like I just have to, like I must do this. I got to, like your soul is like, listen, we're not doing nothing else until we do this. So I'm shutting it down.
Yeah, actually, I mean, in a lot of the spiritualities, we talk about signs and symbols and messages, right? Messages from God, messages from spirit, like things like that. And so I've kind of been keen to those things, and I've over time become even more aware of those things. So when the first day, they call it a Gohanzen referral, when you actually get the scroll that you can chant to and everything. And so that same day that I got that, which was also one of my favorite artists' birthday, ironically, and I got that, and as soon as I left that event, my father called, and at the time we didn't have a real we didn't have a real relationship like that, but he called out of nowhere just to see how I was doing, and I was like, what? So it's little things like that that have always stood out, and I'm like, oh no, I gotta do this. And I've had, I've spoken on it, the issues I've had with my mom in regards to it, but it's like my spirit was like, you need to anchor yourself in this concept because it's going to be able to open you up to what you need to know. And so I wouldn't consider myself like the most strict Buddhist practitioner in the world, because in truth, I feel like it is something that allows me to have a better understanding of my authentic ancestral spirituality. And it gave me that window that where I was at before, I wasn't going to be able to learn it in that same way. But yeah, it was a calling for sure.
So when you say to see, it opened you up for your spiritual ancestral, right?
Yeah.
So if someone were to say that to me, which you just said, right? I would have thought that it would be not Buddhism, but
spirituality.
Yeah, like an African spirituality type thing.
Yeah. What's the other one? They where they wear the head the hair covered and stuff.
The sanctified folks?
That it would be Muslim.
Almost.
Practicing of Islam. Yeah.
That's the
No,
hijab. Hijab.
yeah. No, that didn't call to me. That didn't call to me. Um,
But the fact that you said ancestral, that's
yeah.
that your ancestors and maybe spiritually, that is what it is in your, if you were to seek your back, you know, what people study, your great your ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
We
Well,
assume
I don't.
that
Yoruba,
I don't
the
know well.
Ifa, the Yoruba, the
Yeah.
Sankarea.
I don't think
What else?
so. I don't think that Buddhism was a part of my ancestors' journey. I just think it opened me up to better understand my
The
ancestors'
evolution.
journey.
The
Yeah.
evolution. Yeah.
So I appreciate it from that lens because where I came from was so strict and thinking's like, you don't even think outside of that. And it's like, wait, but like, hold on, I know it's more. You like, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, and you spoke of voodoo and stuff like that. I will say, I know this is, controversial for some people. There may be some ancestral things with that because I've actually had a very specific dream that I don't really share with everybody about that. And I had to bring something to an altar of a very specific spirituality. And I haven't yet found those people. So I just kind of keep that to myself until it's right. Because a lot of people be like, well, let me just Google it. And I'm like, no, that's not, I don't need that guidance.
Right.
So, yeah. But
Gotcha, Lolly. So, Queen, I just wanted to share that Tina Turner has a chant. They have it up it's a 2-hour version on YouTube with her chanting the name. Let me see. Lolly, can you help me with call it? The name.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Yeah, come on with it now. Maybe Lolly gonna make her own. I don't know. Lolly, I'm not, this is not Mama Head talking. That's just your ancestors. I didn't say that. That was your ancestors. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I think because of that movie, we know that chant.
Yeah, most people know it from that.
And Sheila, Nam Myoho
Tina's
Renge
is
Kyo.
powerful.
Sheila, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is our version of talking in tongues.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, y'all put that on. I put it in the chat. I don't know if you want to play it while we hug each other and everything while we go out. I think that'd be nice. If you'd like to, Mama Queen Sheila.
That's a lot.
No, you don't have to. I'm just saying for the duration of us hugging out, just for that moment. If you don't mind playing that, because it's her voice. Tina Turner, that's a badass.
Did you put it in there? In the chat?
I put it in the chat. Yeah, you want to play that while we hug ourselves out, because her voice is so, I don't even have a word. It's just when she's doing this chant, it's phenomenal. And this one, I think they have one. I don't know if it's one for that, but this one will run for 2 hours. But it's incredible.
So play the whole 2 hours. Just kidding.
Look, we could probably use a 2-hour meditation horizontal. You understand what I'm saying? All the time we put in, and
I love the horizontal.
Yeah, just so y'all know, so it has a meaning too that you kind of like can use to tap into. So Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is like devotion of the devotion to the mystic law of cause and effect through sound and vibration. So basically it's like when you're chanting, you are connecting yourself with the concept of like for every cause there is an effect, and that you use your voice to really and tap into that and to understand that in your life, like there are going to be things happening. You have the internal power, the internal spirit strength to be able to really determine what your future is and really determine how your life is impacted, because everything there's it all plays. So it makes you become more conscious of like what you're doing in your life, more intentional about it too. So yeah.
So is it the same thing over and over again?
mm-hmm.
So yes and no. So there's Daimoku and there's Daimoku Gongyo. So it's like Daimoku is where you're saying the same thing over and over again. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And then you have Gongyo, which is now, at least with the SGI, is where with the organization I practice with, they recite the 2nd and 16th chapters of the Lotus Sutra. So it's different. It's actually different verbiage. Before they started, it was more chapters that they chanted. So that I think Tina Turner's might include more of them, more of the chapters of the Lotus Sutra. Not sure, but yeah.
Run it, Lolly. I'm just looking at you pulling that information down and running. Come on and flow with yourself. So I put some of the words. They did have them on the description with the YouTube link of what they are saying. So yeah, it's powerful, you all. If you just, man, I don't know.
A link that you just sent.
Yes, I sent the link and the words from interpretation, and everything needs to also be looked at again, because some people might think a word might mean this to them and a word to somebody else. So, but the definite, what Lolly just spoke to is definitely on there. Some of it about the title, the words, the interpretation.
Okay, so we will hug out, and I'll just let this roll for as everybody leaves and stuff. And
and thank you for being open to this, Mom. I appreciate it.
I'm open to everything. Everything. I ain't scared of nothing now.
That's what the conference is about. We open. We open.
Mm-hmm. Open to what's here and what's what's next.
Coming.
What's the
That's
new
right.
here? What's the new present? And the new present. And
the new now. The new now.
The new now. All right. Thank you, all you queens, for coming today. And have a wonderful day and make it fun. Miff it. And we will reconvene you. Tomorrow is Thursday. Thursday. Do you have a revelation yet, Rev?
She got invited.
No, not yet.
I knew
that's all right. It's gonna hit you in the nighttime. It's gonna hit you in the nighttime.
Or it might not get to her until
the morning. I know.
She turned the button on and give in. Yes, not even 7:45.
The submittance is real, baby. The submit. Hey, one thing about power and strength and spirituality, it don't have no timetable. It, hello, beep beep. I'm right here, right now.
Yeah. Here you go. Bam. Give yourself a big hug.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And hug the world. And sprinkle all the goodness and everything you need.
Yo Rengekyo Bepodani Niji Zazon Josan Mayan Joni Go Jorel Jobo G Jen Jen Mario G Manange Nanyo is a showman Yakaji Buzo Tijo Jaga but those in John because I'm Nakamujo but it didn't Jojo was a Mario Do Jim Jojo Jen Jojo Fuman Jojo Jen then be so also Gijo at the Major Nange Joe as go here I Jojo not Jojo you go and come your Mojo man and Dojo Yo Joe Zakajo is Jaga your I'm this guy who's up in your magic.
So this has been our number one request since we started last year, which is, do we offer samples of our tea? We've always said no because